Her face is rough. The shading that you do in this, you really give her a black eye.
Yeah, the face was super tiny, and that was really just difficult to do.
Who drew it?
I did.
Correct. If you have a bad way about you going in, you're not ending well.
All right, Tito, Tim, and Jason, this is your last chance to save yourself from elimination. You have 6 hours to tattoo, and your time starts now.
I like that design, man.
I agree.
I want to make sure this piece is more of a composition than just a floating lady.
I like the concept of it a lot.
Yeah, I like how different it is.
A pinup girl tied to a stake with a snake, and she is on fire, so she's actually being burned like a witch. And we're just gonna make this tattoo badass.
I definitely like the color palette that he has set up. Tim, we're in your corner.
Yep. I'm gonna do my best.
Everything is perfect, but I still think that leg is weird.
I think so too.
The rest of the team sent me for elimination. I really think that was bullshit.
Hey, feeling, you ready?
I'm ready. Hearing everyone else's machines going, it's making me anxious.
I really thought that I was a good team player. I thought that I did things right, whatever. I'm gonna defend myself. I'm gonna show these guys that I belong to this team.
Finally see Tito work. That's what you always wanted to see, right?
All your lines look great. Always make sure they connect.
Shit's gonna be solid.
I like those stars.
As long as I stay in the lines, man, we'll be done.
The only thing going through my head right now is don't it up.
I'm rooting for you, man.
I'm winging it, man. I have no clue what
Dude,
I'm
the
doing right
best
now.
way.
I'm not gonna fail. It's not an option for me. I just know that I can do a badass tattoo.
I love the design. I like it too,
So much.
Let's start with Jason.
I think you choose a dynamic shape. The crouching position, it benefits you because you can play a little more with proportion, and it's also not stiff.
It's really bold, it's really legible. You've got a lot of long, really smooth, straight lines, but you have very, very minimal black shading in this tattoo. Center of the flowers, black them out instead of just leaving it open skin.
Any of that black makes everything next to the black that much stronger. But I like the overall look of the tattoo. I like the message, you're here to fight.
I took a pretty hard knock yesterday, but I'm ready to keep fighting. It's game on.
Tito.
First glance, I really love this tattoo. It's got a clean, bold, classic look to it, but I wish the line work was more bold. That would have really drove the American traditional home.
I don't really do that style, but I had to defend myself and show them that I can do this.
The color needs to be bulletproof. You see a lot of areas in the yellow where you still see a lot of skin. Same thing with the blue. You need to punch it in solid.
You definitely lack black in this tattoo. The tattoo doesn't look heavy. You can see some areas where you go through your outline and you pick up in the hat, in the face. When we do this style tattoo, you want heavy outline, one shot, one kill.
Tim.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot of moving parts here, and it's a lot for us to look at.
I think I made it more like a traditional composition than just the pinup.
The decision in taking on this big tattoo with all this stuff in it, you get an unfinished feel. A cloud background that's just an outline with no shading or no color in it.
Nothing here looks like you're finished. You don't hit any kind of saturation. The strongest saturation that you hit is in her cheeks. This very stern brown, which is the brown of the steak, which is one shade in certain places off of the belly, and the belly of the snake and the steak, they are really, really side by side in color.
The more you give us, the more we have the judge.
It's time to determine who's going home.
For me, the decision's pretty clear. My vote's for Tim.
Technically, Tim is the most challenged in the 3 tattoos. Tim to go home.
The judges have decided. Tim, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
I guess this just wasn't for me.
Please pack your machines and close shop.
We'll see, buddy.
Peace out.
You have 6 hours to do a black and gray tattoo, and your time starts now.
The girls ended up with all the faces and the toughest spots.
I've always had to fight to be better because people always saw me as weak.
They think that I wouldn't be able to do it.
Never let them see you cry.
That's it.
How you like the ribs? You're just like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm down. Ribs are fun. Give me a rib, give me a foot, give me a back. I'm not afraid of anything.
How long you been tattooing for real?
Like 25 years.
Have you? So more than me. Cool.
25 years.
When I rip it, don't
Beat me up. I gotta win 25K too, you know?
I hear that.
It's good. Glad you like it.
Normally, I'm pretty confident. I've been tattooing for 18 years.
I know that they like high contrast, so I'm going not crazy on the shading on this face.
I can't mess up today. This has to be perfect. And when you really start thinking about that while you're working, it can trip you up.
You know, when you're in the game and you sincerely don't know if your tattoo is an A+ or a D-, it's either one or the other or nowhere in between.
Right,
You know?
for sure,
it's so
that
stressful.
pressure.
I'm nervous for them.
I know.
Big Jazz.
Super tough, super huge on the ribs. The big thing you miss on this tattoo is the skull is just as dark as the headdress.
You camouflage some of your own work. You put in each individual feather, and then you blur them all away.
Let it breathe a little bit. Let it be legible.
Alexis.
There are beautiful elements to it. She's pretty. It looks like she came out of a coal mine. You're digging into too much of the same tone. Now we just have this whole dark thing. So you're taking away from what you can do.
Elva.
This tattoo, the mouth looks left to center to me, and it throws the plane of the face off. Medusa's something of power, the snakes are fierce, but none of the heads really look like strong snakes. Overall, the design's heavily, heavily challenged.
I did a good tattoo. I don't care.
Today you are being tested on shading. Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Ryan, why did the men's team vote Alexis to the bottom?
The area that we had the biggest problem with was the upper left-hand side, the muddiness and the tonality where the peacock feathers meet the hair.
Yeah, the tattoo's like lacking a little bit, but it's not by any means bottom material.
Now, I think personally you could do better because there are shining areas in this tattoo, but anybody at any day can drop the ball and be in the bottom.
Guys, should we move on to Elva?
The Medusa is a killer, always.
I love what I did. I got to add some of my flair. It's not my best tattoo, but I stand behind it. I also want to say for my personal mental health, I am excusing myself from the competition.
You don't want to stick it out and be a fighter.
I believe in what I do, what I am, who I am as a woman, as a fighter. I'm not saying I'm not weak. I'm just saying this is not for me. And there's ladies that are gonna fight the fight for me, and they're gonna kill it and bring it to the end.
You said something that's really hit home for me, which is self-care. And if this environment is detrimental to you, I totally back you. You showed up for this thing. It takes a lot of balls, a lot of nerve. You came out here and did something that most men won't do. Rad.
Thank you, guys.
I don't personally think that she has the worst tattoo. I was proud of what you did.
I appreciate your honesty, and we support everything you do moving forward.
Nothing but respect.
You can pack your machines and close shop.
Thank you, guys.
You have 6 hours to create a surrealistic tattoo, and your time starts now.
Am I gonna be mad at you? Are you retouching stuff?
You can be mad just only for a little bit. You know, I know it's gonna hurt a little bit.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, I worked in the OR for many years. I was a surgical assistant. I've seen trauma. I've seen it all.
Ow, ow, ow.
You got this, baby. When I'm tattooing people, it's very hard for me to focus when they're in pain. I don't know, maybe I have a soft spot for people. You could do it. It's like, damn, I don't want to put this woman through any more pain.
I never do surrealism, and I never do black and gray. And I'm like, well, let's do black and gray, because that's a good idea.
Just don't lose the ship. Don't lose it.
Right. So I wanna
You're good now. Just don't.
go too dark.
Yeah.
I have no plan on how to show legibility with this tattoo.
Maybe leave a break in that tail or something.
Okay. It's not smooth, and I'm making it darker and darker as the minutes go by.
Do I want to put detail in there like that, or just solid black?
I would do a bunch of lines right there. Show that the sun's actually hitting it.
I do the dumbest things when I'm under pressure and under stress. I overshaded.
Final hour, 1 hour left.
Do you like the hair?
Define that way more.
Okay.
Whether you line it or shade it different.
I have no idea whether I'm showing solid anything right now.
It would be too late to make her face more oval, right? Like, do you feel like her face is too round? Like chubby?
I think I messed it up.
I know you don't want to darken that lip right here, but you kind of have to.
I don't want the butterfly to get lost. I'm scared.
But you can't go dark and then all of a sudden not.
Everything is going wrong with this goddamn tattoo. Everything is going wrong with it.
Big Jazz.
You did a big, heavy color tattoo, but it's just not solid wall to wall. And then what's tough is the way that you shaded where the girl is.
Yeah, she had involuntary twitches, so I just had to shade it out.
Because that ring is so shaded, it doesn't look like a ring. It looks like an object that takes it out of seeing what you're doing. Janelle.
Hi. This thing falls really stale. There's no texture changes, no tone changes. All this stuff doesn't look like hair. It looks like frosting on a cupcake. The ship, exactly the same as everything else in the tattoo. There's no dynamics to this. There's no shining moment.
Ash.
You've definitely hit surrealism. Her right eye inside the butterfly wing is very cool. But when you go to her left eye, that butterfly doesn't cover it enough for it not to be there.
The shading down the bridge of the nose, how it's bending, gives her a broken bridge of the nose. This is a tough one for you.
I'm just gonna die now.
Guys, we have to determine who is going home today.
Obviously, I see problems all across the board. For me, less problems on Janelle's tattoo.
Because she left that face so stark and open.
For me, it's Ash and Jazz.
I would say that Jazz's tattoo looks finished.
I just don't get anything about that as surrealism. I wish somebody would tell me because I'm so confused, but I just don't see it at all.
It definitely says more surrealism. My vote's for Big Jazz.
My vote is for Ash. It just doesn't have a definitive ending to it.
My vote is for Jazz. The judges have decided, Big Jazz, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
The way this challenge turned out is unfortunate.
Oh, it's just a pleasure being here. I'll be back. It's not like I'm going to jail.
All right, Jazz, please pack your machines and close shop. You have 6 hours to tattoo a neo-traditional animal, and your time starts now.
How you doing over here?
Good. Just starting to like block colors in.
That's all it is. Big, blocky, solid tattoo.
I hate color. I've always seen things in black and gray. This is my mixer for all the blues. That's my mixer.
Never mix with white. You're gonna grab a tan, something that's light that can get you to a lighter tone, and you mix that.
I taught myself, so I don't really know anything. I work by myself, so it's not like I really have the chance to learn. I want to be able to let go of all of the shit in my head, and I just want to have fun. I want to do a good tattoo. It's just hard.
Watch you're not wiping too hard over that line work.
Okay.
4 hours to go, everybody. 4 more hours.
The whole top of the head is dark brown, but you have it orange.
I honestly rarely work with color.
I just figured I would make it like the brown and orange just because otherwise he would be really neutral.
I am not a neo-traditional tattooer. The way that I would go ahead and shade things as a realism artist, it would be the polar opposite.
Just try to get some of the darks in there, you know?
Yep.
Because that's what you want. You want darks and lights.
I'm not so sure mine's neo-traditional.
This tattoo being symmetrical, you obviously want both sides to look the same. So it's definitely taking time to get this thing done.
Think you could punch in those blacks a little bit more?
Probably, yeah. I want to make sure my color is saturated and that I present a really good finalized tattoo.
My fear is when I punch blacks is like the skin up, you know?
To me, it's about like punching it in kind of hard
the first time.
once instead of trying to do like several light passes over it because that's what's more likely to the skin up.
Yo, that little line work in that is dope.
Ashley.
Your piece is out of balance. You yourself show me that you know how to put solid color in one section because the green leaf is the only thing on your entire piece that's solid. And you abandon that for whatever reason throughout everywhere else.
I don't do neo-traditional.
But you do art, right?
Yes.
Be an artist.
Ash.
These tattoos need a heavy outline. They stand alone. You don't have a strong outline. Your blue isn't solid. And please, for the love of God, what is that red?
Yeah, I probably told her to do the red. I just told her to whip red from corners.
It's not that. It's the way the red looks. You just don't put in solid color.
This is my first time doing it. Not that that's an excuse.
Don't abandon the things that you can do because somebody changed the name of what you're doing. You know what you're always doing? Tattooing.
Yeah.
So just tattoo.
Justin. Overall, I like the design. Where it loses me is these animals, those colors on them are really vibrant. You had a cherry red in there, and it's not anywhere reading like cherry red. That's a contrast issue for me.
I guess when we looked at it, I felt like it was punched in there.
This thing has a lot of trauma in it, and that's the reason why your color and the way it went into the skin, it didn't work out in your favor. It doesn't look like a clear sticker. The three of you all struggle. You two do not show that you can color. You have a little bit of green, which shows me 90% of a tattoo that isn't colored properly and 10% that is. And then your tattoo looks like it's 15 years old, washed out. You have to be able to apply the ink and get out. It doesn't have punch.
I didn't want to cause trauma, honestly.
The shin tattoo that Justin did definitely has some skin trauma. I mean, there's no two ways about it.
I'd rather have Justin's design, but I can't just take design into consideration.
I'm gonna keep going back to the fact that it was on a shin. It's a lot of black. You wanted contrast. I gave you contrast. I know that I'm a good tattoo artist.
My point is not on a personal level. My point is on a technical level. You, my man, are my choice to go home.
We got one vote for Ash. We got one vote for Justin. I understand all the arguments here. Justin, my vote's for you. The judges have decided, Justin, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
I know that this is so completely different from what you excel at back home. You have a huge clientele and you kill it. I think you did a really good job. I don't think you deserve to go home today.
Please pack your machines and close shop.
Okay.
This is your last chance to save yourself from elimination, tattooing a neo-traditional lady head. You have 6 hours to face off, and your time starts now.
Let's get your stencil put on. Stand up.
Lady heads are a tough thing for a lot of artists, and there's a style that goes into them, making the eyes a little bit bigger, exaggerating certain features. If these guys don't hit some of those tricks, it's gonna be obvious, and the ugliest lady is gonna lose.
That looks great. Yeah.
All right, good luck, brother. Thank you.
I choose to do a Native American lady face because it's a subject matter that I love, so I'm hoping that it shows in my tattoo.
This is my artistry. All of you can off who say that I don't have any.
For Alexis to drag me down there when I didn't earn my way there, I'm not thinking about anything other than sending Alexis home.
They awoken a fire in her.
Yeah, she's proving that she wants to be here, so.
I'm impressed.
I picked Ash because I'm just like, shit, well, I know I can beat her.
Better not do a wall-to-wall.
Oh my, fun.
I'm sorry.
Slap you. I know she's gonna resent me. I know my team's gonna resent me, and that sucks too. So now I've got that on my shoulders as well.
She lied so strangely. I mean, I've been like this whole thing, you know what I mean?
What are you guys saying under your breath? I'm right here. Take at least five steps
we're commenting on your lining technique.
God, I feel so much pressure right now. I really, really want to get out of this low place that I'm in.
Come and look at what you're doing, man. I think your lines look good. You gotta go super, super bright. Yeah, this is too dark.
I'm gonna sit over here and play with this with the color pencils and like try and get you some ideas.
Okay. So the guys are suggesting a color palette that will be brighter. I'm not used to bright colors.
So here's like an idea what I was thinking. In the round, you could add black, going into brown, into yellow, and you could do red, and then everything breathes from the front and it looks like a light source, and it would be real nice.
You think so?
Yeah, leave him alone, Pond. Don't overwhelm the dude with too many freaking opinions.
There's too many voices, and now I'm going on a different direction. It's crazy. Being told what to do.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that it's happening again. It's really hard to do the perfect lines when your canvas is kicking.
Giving her another pillow, especially under her leg, is going to keep her more stable.
If you put it like under here and then move that one down a little bit.
That's true. I moved to America to make my dreams come true. I live in a car and I gave up to see my family. I have to know that this sacrifice is worth it. I'm not ready to go home.
She just needs to pick up the pace a little.
Ash, let's start with you.
Okay.
It came out super cool, simple, but it has a lot of detail in it, very legible. You do get super saturated solid black in this tattoo.
I commend you for the design that you chose for yourself and for having the balls to call this when you're on the line.
Oh, thank God.
Well done, Ash. Thank you. Alexis.
The drawing of the hair, the saturation of black in the hair, the open skin you left in the hair, very cool. But a lot of outlines in this tattoo look rough.
What I don't like about it is the way the face is shaded.
The shading is a very stark style shading in the face with all this darkness, and it does give this thing a very ominous look.
There's highs and lows in this tattoo for sure.
Tito.
I like the illustration, very legible.
The color palette works, but the way you decide to put it in there, you gotta be clean about it.
Just the way that yellow's in the bottom of those coins, some of it goes in line, some of it doesn't, some of it's smooth on the brown, some of it's not. You gotta get rid of this haphazard look. Everything needs to look like it's on purpose.
Pony.
Beautiful looking face, very distinct, very strong features. I really like the way she's got that stare out to nowhere. In the tattoo, you have this soft little feathery shading all over it. To me, it has the look of needing another session.
For Oliver, it looks unfinished. For me, you're trying to leave open skin, so you gotta find a way where what you do stamps that it's done.
My client had a muscle spasm and she was kicking.
You get somebody in a comfortable position, it's a lot easier to get a hold of them and do this outline. This outline cannot take you 3 hours, because then you don't get to finish the tattoo. For this style of tattooing, you've gotta be able to get in and out.
Final decision.
Based on hitting this style, bright, solid color, my vote's for Pony.
My final decision is for Alexis based on purely the fact that I find it to be the least attractive of the four.
Bright and bold, right? Pony.
The judges have decided. Pony, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Pony, I think you're an amazing artist.
Please pack your machines and close shop.
Thank you.
Bye, Pony.
You have 6 hours to create a cross-stitch tattoo. And your time starts now.
Cross-hatching flames, I don't know if they're gonna look like flames.
I would put like an outline on it, fairly solid, and then I would cross-stitch, like depth.
Oh, see, I don't want to do that. I am not no cross-hatch master. I just want to make sure it's legible. I'd rather not finish a tattoo than do a bad tattoo on you.
I spent so much time drawing that I'm the last person to start tattooing.
You ready?
Yep.
Either I'm gonna have to make my tattoo look kind of sloppy to get it done, or potentially not finish it at all.
I wonder if you did, like underneath where the grass is, like if you did like little cross stitches to kind of give you a little bit more cross stitching.
My parents thought tattooing was a really dangerous industry. They grew up in, what, the 60s and 70s. Things have changed so much since then.
Ours is going to take quite a while longer.
If you don't follow what you love, what's the point of living? I couldn't imagine my life any other way.
Her one eye, is it kind of a little wonky? Like she got punched in the eye.
It's incredibly difficult to do faces even on perfect skin when they're this tiny.
We're definitely gonna be going in with more grays just to work on them.
The fact that I'm having trouble with the skin also is just making it super difficult to render.
I'm putting as little cross stitch as humanly possible. What else do I do to make it cross-hatchy?
Make it to be 60% cross stitch, 40% dinosaur. And so if that means kind of coming up the side and adding some to the side to kind of help give you more cross hatchings.
I'm nervous about making a mistake with something that I really don't understand how to do it.
I really care. 60/40, I'm gonna be honest. Are some of your people just not grasping cross stitch? Same.
Jake.
Judging consistency, this tattoo is beat. Just that color that's put in the fire and then outline around the fire, not super tight, not super solid. The shading in the skull looks real choppy. And then these X's, man, are out of control. No pattern, no consistency, totally wild.
Ashley.
I know that the things in the background are supposed to be wings, but the top looks like some sort of cityscape, and her chest and midriff looks like some sort of weird digitized censoring.
Her face is rough. The shading that you do in this, you really give her a black eye.
Yeah, the face was super tiny, and that was really just difficult to do.
Who drew it?
I did.
Correct. If you have a bad way about you going in, you're not ending well.
Ash.
Oh, damn it.
Just get it over with.
Y'all look really nice today.
What was the outburst about?
I think I just didn't necessarily understand the cross-stitching.
Fishnet mouth.
That's not what the challenge was.
If you're setting out to do a perfect black and gray tattoo and then tattoo a grid over it, so be it, but let them both be perfect. You have a lot of tonality. And doing these really long lines, when you pull those lines, the line next to it wavers. You have inconsistencies in both sides.
I think I've sweat in places I didn't know you could sweat. So there's that.
The one that's the most confusing to understand concept and design-wise is Ashley.
I also will be voting for Ashley.
The judges have decided. Ashley, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Please pack your machines and close shop. The 6 of you must face off in a head-to-head battle to save yourself from elimination. You have 6 hours to tattoo, and your time begins now.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
They usually only use one line width.
Traditional Japanese tattooing is a lot like American traditional in the sense that the outline is always a one-pass outline, and then the shading or the color comes in behind it.
What are you gonna do for the rope as far as colors?
Blue and yellow.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
And you want to try to not get over hyper detailed.
I like to put a shit ton of details on my tattoo. But we're playing a different game today.
A lot of these artists have a hard time because they're going to put all these high gloss looks on something that's a carved piece of wood.
That is it, dude.
The competition is tough. It's harder than what I was thinking.
Especially to leave your family for so long.
There's a lot of pressure. Don't up. I've been getting hard critiques about my technical application, so I had to pull the cleanest tattoo I ever done on this competition. And in the end, one person has to win.
That's the unfortunate part of it, right?
I'm doing everything I can, I'm doing my best. There's so many things going through my head right now. My family, my reputation. I'm gonna fight for this.
2 more hours.
I think you're the only one doing gray. I am. Taking a risk. Every single other person in the room is doing red, so I don't want to give the judges more to compare next to someone else. I just liked the gray ones the most because, I don't like color. Yeah, because you are a black and gray girl. I hate color. This could work in my favor, or it can make me a clear loser. I don't want to overwork it. I did the first pass of gray. I'm going to let it cool down. Yeah. Just so I can see all the imperfections, because gray sucks for that. Yeah. The difficult part now is going to be applying this gray smoothly.
Yeah, bold move with the gray, though. I mean, yours definitely stands out from the rest of ours.
Because I saw everyone doing red, and I was like, obviously, I know how to saturate all colors, but gray is the hardest. So I was like, I could either be myself over, or...
That's exactly the reason why I didn't use gray.
This is like asking to be kicked off of the competition.
Ballsy choice.
Tito.
If you're doing a take on a traditional tattoo and you're changing the hairstyle to a balding center bishop hairstyle, honestly, it takes away a lot from what this design's supposed to look like.
If you look really close to your outlines around the front of the chin, it gets a little thicker, and then it makes that little wobble. It's not a super clean, smooth line. Then when you see the line come up the chin and you see the 2 lines from the rope go past the line of the chin and poke through. That's the nitpicky things that we're looking for, especially in technical application day.
Let's move on to the women's team. Ash.
All right, choices, choices, choices.
Everyone was doing red, so I just wanted to set myself apart.
Again, traditional. So we're going back to the beginning, was black, but there wasn't a big old bottle of white laying around for them to create that gray. Hold on.
I don't know why I'm freaking out.
Just breathe.
Sorry.
It's okay. You got this, girl. The take on the straightforward Hanya is a good take. This has a silhouette that stands strong, but that gray, it doesn't go in smooth. That part is a killer for you.
For me, the bottom 2 are Tito and Ash.
I agree with that.
Tito and Ash, please step forward. How you seeing it?
They both have issues in the teeth. They both have issues in the eyes, but Ash's eyes are more consistent.
Tito's got some weird horns.
Strange. Then we'll go hairstyle for hairstyle.
Well, Ash wins the hairstyle.
For sure. I gotta say, man, Tito's tattoo looks cleaner to me. but Ash's tattoo looked cooler to me.
I mean, there's no denying that this gray is beat. My vote is for Ash.
As beat as Ash's is, as a canvas, do I want the goofy looking one or the tough looking one? I want the tough looking one. My vote to go home is Tito.
This is a tough one. My vote is Tito.
The judges have decided, Tito, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
It's really, really tough making this call today. It came down to decisions.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Please pack your machines and close shop.